going to go ahead and get started. I am prepping my skin to hydrate it with the MAC Fix Plus spray, and then I'm going to put over top of it the Lancome Energy Divide. This is just to hydrate my skin because I do have normal to dry skin, and this is just going to help my foundation last a little bit longer and look a little bit less textured in case I have any dry patches that I missed or anything like that. And then I am going to put a primer on over top of that because those were just prepping items. This is the Givenchy Mr. Smooth Smoothing Primer. It's pretty similar to the one by Smashbox, but it is like in a lotion form instead of like a silicone form. So I'm just going to rub that all over my face, mainly in my smile lines or my forehead area, because that is where I tend to get most textured, that I want it to be smoothed out. And then I'm going to use my favorite foundation mix right now, both Makeup Forever. One, the HD stick, and then the next, the water blend. First, I put the stick all over my face, and then I just pump a little bit of the water blend onto my brush and buff it in. I'm using the Morphe M439, I think. I don't know. It's just like a dense buffing brush, really similar to the Real Techniques buffing brush, the brushing brush. And I'm just going to buff that in and mix the colors together. I was mixed to the water blend in the summertime, and it's actually funny because I'm matched to the same color as a black girl at my work, and I'm obviously not black, so I'm pretty dark in the summer apparently. And then the stick I was matched to in the winter time. So I just mixed these together to get my color that I am right now, which it's still winter, I guess. And then I'm going to do my brows off camera because I still haven't found a routine that I like. So it does take me a while to do my brows still, but once I do get a routine that I am happy with, I will make a video of it and upload it for you, apparently. This is my first time using my Kylie Jenner palette. I'm sure you've seen it all over social media. I'm going to take the color Sorbet first, and I'm just going to pat that all over my lid. I did put a concealer down on my lid to shape my brows with. It's just the Marc Jacobs Remarkable concealer that I always use. And I just put that all over, and then I use a really stiff buffing brush just to buff out some of the concealer lines with the color Sorbet, just so I have one smooth, even surface for all the shadows to blend onto. And then I'm going to take the color Peachy, which is, this is just such a pretty shade, and I'm going to put that all in the crease, and it kind of just ends up all over the lid. I honestly had no idea what I was going to do with this look, so I just kind of swept that wherever I thought I wanted it. It's going to turn my whole lid eventually like the neon peach shade that ends up being really pretty, but I did not plan for that. So I was originally going to take it in the crease, and then I took it all over the lid. Then I'm going to take the color Cinnamon, which is like a darker peach. It's like a peachy red, kind of. And I'm going to put this in the outer corner with a really tiny blending brush just so that I could like keep it from getting up into the crease and all over the lid like I did with the other color. And this is just to intensify the outer corners of my eye and to give it a little bit more dimension so they look like a little bit more poppy, you know? And then I'm just going to take a blank blending brush and blend it all together. I guess that's what I'm saying. And then I'm going to take the shade Seashell with my finger. And I started out with my finger, but then I ended up using a brush because I thought it would work better with my finger. But this Morphe brush, I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it's called. It worked out a little bit better, so I just put Seashell all over the lid. It's just like a really pretty, like really, really pale, like purple pink, like seashell color. It's literally like a seashell. And then I'm going to take the color Duchess. And even though this is a shimmery shade, I did put it in my outer corner just to like intensify over the other shade. I forget what it was fucking called. I don't fucking know. Just to give it even more dimension than it already had, because you can never have too much dimension. You know what I fucking mean? I don't even know what I fucking mean. It's really late. I don't know. And then I'm going to take the shade Duke. And this one should have been named Cinnamon because that to me is like a cinnamon color. I don't know, like a red hot, you know what I mean? And just going over, oh, look, I'm intensifying it again. Yeah, see, I didn't even know what I was doing with this tutorial. I honestly was just kind of winging it, literally, and now I literally am winging it. I'm putting some wings on and some lashes. and then I'm gonna, do that off camera because I don't know what I'm doing, okay? So then I'm gonna conceal. I'm using the Born This Way concealer under my other concealer, which is the Kat Von D concealer, just because the Born This Way is infused with coconut water and alpine rose, so it's gonna be super hydrating for my skin, and I did want a little bit more coverage because it is sheer to medium coverage, so that's why I put the Kat Von D on top of it, just to give it more coverage on top of the hydration, if that makes any sense. And it just turns out really pretty and really smooth, so I like to buff it out with the Real Technique sculpting brush. This brush is actually for sculpting the face, that's why it's called a sculpting brush, but it's just so dense and it's just like the right shape and it fits right perfectly under the eyes and it just blends out your concealer like a dream. So if you haven't got this brush already, go fucking get it. It's at Walmart, okay? It's okay. And then I'm going to set everything with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm not necessarily going to bake my under eyes. I'm just going to set it with an excessive amount of powder and then brush it away. I'm not going to let it sit there for like 5 or 10 minutes because that will just make my skin look really textured. But just putting a little bit more on has made my makeup look a little bit smoother. I've just been kind of trying out and trial and error different ways of setting my makeup because I do notice that if I don't set it, it like crackles throughout the day and I really don't like that because I work really long shifts and I just really don't like that, okay? And then I just take the shade Cinnamon and brush that underneath my lower lash line and then I pop on a little bit of mascara under there and then I'm good to go. And then to contour my face, I'm going to use the Kevyn Aucoin Medium Sculpting Powder. I wish I just had the individual pan, but it's in, oh, hey Brie. It's in this palette that I have. It's like the Art of Contouring or Sculpting or something, like volume 2 or whatever. And then I'm just going to sculpt my face out with just a little bit of this sculpting powder. I'm using this and then I'm going to use a bronzer. A lot of people have been asking me lately, like on Snapchat and stuff, what's the difference between putting like the contour down and then the bronzer. So the contour is supposed to be a little bit of a cooler shade because it's supposed to give that shadow effect, because that's what contouring is. It's creating a natural shadow of the cheekbone onto your face to make your face look more defined. And then bronzing is just going in and adding a little bit more color to the face, because once you put your foundation on, your face is all one color, so you add dimension and then you want to add color back into it to make you look like you're not like a fucking zombie. You know what I mean? So the Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder is like cool, and then the bronzer I'm going to use is the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. It's like 13 bucks at Walmart. Go get it. It's real nice. I have to use a lot of it because I like to wear a lot of bronzer, but then this is the part where I'm talking about adding color back into the face, and putting that over the cool tone, it just adds to the shape of the face overall. Does that make sense? Am I even making any sense? I don't even know. And then I add blush. A lot of people don't like to wear blush, but I like to wear blush. I think it adds to the contour. It just kind of goes hand in hand. And also putting a little bit more color back into the face, like I keep saying. And this is the NARS Orgasm Blush, and then I'm going to put the Beckham Moonstone highlighter on my cheekbones, just to highlight a little bit, nothing too fancy, just a little bit. And then I'm going to put it on my nose and my Cupid's bow and things like that. And has anybody ever looked at my nose and it's just like really weird shaped? Like, do you see that? It's so weird. It's just like, it's like bent. But I never noticed that before. Like, I just noticed that. And I look at myself in the mirror every day, and I don't know why I never saw that before, to be honest. And then I'm just going to pop on some Dior lipstick that I had in my drawer, honestly. Hayden was ready to go at this point, and I was getting ready for a doctor's appointment, and I didn't really have time to just go look for a lip. So I just threw on this one, and then I threw on some lip gloss, and I threw Hayden on my lap, and then I was good to go, okay? Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this look, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe and what the fuck ever you do, and then I will see you next time. Okay, bye!